G'day guys, in this episode I want to show off my Queensland state record fish. Here's my little certificate to prove it happened. Let's get into it. Now it was a pretty cold morning right in the middle of June. Beautiful visibility, we probably had 20 to 25 metres. Up until this point we hadn't seen many good fish getting around, but plenty other cool fish to see. All these aquarium fish and surgeon fish. There was plenty of whales getting around. On this dive you can see the two turtles just off in the distance. All these beautiful aquarium fish in the foreground. Just really beautiful, pleasant diving. Don't know what was going on this day, but there were so many turtles around. It's really cool to see. And then just off in the distance, just there, you can see the shark. There's a couple of sharks around this day, but they were pretty well behaved. We're just coming over the top of the reef on this dive. Just wanted to include this clip just to showcase some of the awesome ground we're diving today. So rugged, heaps of drop-offs and ledges and plenty of caves. Just a lot of fun to dive. Now I'm just trying to get down nice and low to the reef and hopefully get a good vantage point and sneak up on a good reef fish. Now I'm hoping to find a mangrove jack in this cave, but unfortunately this day, no luck. Now, one of my favourite parts about spearfishing is even if you're not catching fish, you're still immersed in the ocean and surrounded by its wildlife and checking out corals and aquarium fish. And as you can see, there's another turtle there. Yeah, there's so many turtles this day. I must have seen 30 of them. It's really cool. So it was about 10 AM, maybe 10:30. And still haven't put a fish in the boat. So what we were doing just was not working. We were not getting fish, and yeah, we're out here to get a feed still. So we moved to one of my deeper drifts, and the first few drops were unproductive, but yeah, luck sort of turned around on this dive. So I've sort of drifted over the top of the reef and probably down to about 24 to 25 metres here. Just cruising along this ledge and seeing if I can find any good reef fish hiding in amongst all these nooks and crannies. So just on screen there, that was a pigfish, but I hadn't really noticed at that point. I've just locked onto it now. But I'll be honest with you, at this point I thought it was a little foxfish. I'd misidentified the fish. So I lined up thinking I'm going to get my first foxfish today. Pulled the trigger, put a really good shot in it. It wasn't going anywhere. I noticed that shark off in the distance. I thought I better get this fish in really quickly in case he's too hungry. Yeah, whenever a spear gun goes off and there's sharks around, when they hear that gun go off, they know that's the dinner bell ringing. Just there you can hear my dive buddy asking if I'm all good, giving the thumbs up. When we're diving these deeper waters, just make sure you're diving with the buddy, guys. If the worst happens and you do black out, you want your dive buddy right there. Just there you can hear me saying shit through my snorkel, because I've just realised this is not a foxfish and I'm not 100% sure what it is at this point. But luckily my mate Jose, he was the boatie at this point. I got back in the boat and yeah, he used to dive in New Zealand and shoot these fish all the time, the pigfish, and he reckons it was a pretty big one too. So when I got it home I put it on the scales and yeah, checked it against the record and it was good enough to beat the state record. So I went through the process of putting in the paperwork and doing all that, and ended up with my first ever state record. It's pretty stoked. I never thought I'd get one, so there you go. Happy days.